ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। अपार करुणा सिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणम् श्रीचन्द्रशेखर गुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्। यत्कृपालेशमात्रेण पुमान् पूर्णः प्रजायते तं वन्दे ब्रह्मविद्धुर्यं सद्गुरुं चन्द्रशेखरम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारम् प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सूत्रार्थो वर्ण्यते यत्र
सूत्रार्थो वर्ण्यते यत्र
वाक्यैः सूत्रानुकारिभिः
वाक्यैः सूत्रानुकारिभिः
स्वपदानि च वर्ण्यन्ते
स्वपदानि च वर्ण्यन्ते
भाष्यं भाष्यविदो विदुः।
भाष्यं भाष्यविदो विदुः।
ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि
ओमाप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि
वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि
वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो
प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो
बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि
बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि
सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम्
सर्वं
सर्वं
ब्रह्मोपनिषदम्
ब्रह्मोपनिषदम्
माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम्
माहं
माहं
ब्रह्म
ब्रह्म
निराकुर्याम्
निराकुर्याम्
मा मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्
मा
मा
ब्रह्म
ब्रह्म
निराकरोत्
निराकरोत्
अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु
अनिराकरणमस्तु
अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे
अनिराकरणं
अस्तु
मे अस्तु
तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु
तदात्मनि
तदात्मनि
निरतेय
निरतेय उपनिषत्सु
उपनिषत्सु
धर्मास्ते
धर्मास्ते
मयि
मयि
सन्तु
सन्तु ते
ते
मयि
मयि सन्तु
ते
ते
मयि
मयि
सन्तु
सन्तु
ॐ शान्तः शान्तः शान्तिः
ॐ
ॐ
शान्ति
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 शान्ति शान्तिः
शान्तिः
यदि मन्यसे सुवेदेति
यदि
यदि
मन्यसे
मन्यसे
सुवेदेति
सुवेदेति
दहरमेवापि नूनम्
दहरमेवापि नूनम्
दहरमेवापि नूनम्
त्वं वेत्थ
त्वं
त्वं
वेत्थ
वेत्थ
ब्रह्मणो रूपम्
ब्रह्मणो
ब्रह्मणो
रूपम्
रूपम्
यदस्य त्वं यदस्य देवेषु
यदस्य त्वं
यदस्य त्वं
यदस्य
यदस्य
देवेषु
देवेषु
अतनुमीमांस्यमेव ते
अथ नु
अथ नु
मीमांस्यमेव ते
मीमांस्यमेव ते
मन्ये विदितम्
मन्ये
मन्ये
विदितम्
विदितम्
यदि कदाचित्
यदि
यदि
कदाचित्
कदाचित्
मन्यसे सुवेदेति
मन्यसे
मन्यसे
सुवेदेति
सुवेदेति
सुष्ठुवेदाहं ब्रह्म इति
तुष्टुवेदा
तुष्टु
ब्रह्म
वेदाहं
इति
ब्रह्म इति
कदाचित् यथा श्रुतम्
कदाचित्
कदाचित्
यथा
यथा
श्रुतम्
श्रुतम्
दुर्विज्ञेयमपि
दुर्विज्ञेयमपि
दुर्विज्ञेयम् अपि
क्षीणदोषः सुमेधाः
क्षीणदोषः
क्षीणदोषः
सुमेधाः
सुमेधाः
कश्चित् प्रतिपद्यते कश्चित् न
कश्चित्
कश्चित्
प्रतिपद्यते
प्रतिपद्यते
कश्चित्
कश्चित्
न
न
इति साशङ्कम् आह यदि इत्यादि
इति
इति
साशङ्कमाह
साशङ्कमाह यदि
यदि
इत्यादि
इत्यादि
दृष्टं च
दृष्टं च
दृष्टं च
यः एषः अक्षिणी अक्षिणीपुरुषः
यः
यः
एषः
एषः
अक्षिपुरुषः
अक्षिणीपुरुषः
दृश्यते
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 एषः आत्मा इति होवाच
एषः
एषः
आत्मा इति
आत्मा
होवाच
इति होवाच
एतत् अमृतम् अभयम् एतत् ब्रह्म
एतत्
एतत्
अमृतम् अभयम्
अमृतम्
एतत्
अभयम्
ब्रह्म
एतत् ब्रह्म
इति उक्ते
इति
इति
उक्ते
उक्ते
प्राजापत्यः पण्डितः
प्राजा
अपि
प्राजापत्यः पण्डितः
प्राजापत्यपण्डितः
अपि
अपि
असुरराट् विरोचनः
असुरराट्
असुरराट्
विरोचनः
विरोचनः
स्वभावदोषवशात्
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 अनुपपद्यमानमपि
अनुपपद्यमानमपि
अनुपपद्यमानम् अपि
विपरीतम् अर्थम्
विपरीतम्
विपरीतम्
अर्थम्
अर्थम्
शरीरम् आत्मा इति प्रतिपन्नः
शरीरम्
शरीरम्
आत्मा इति
आत्मा इति
प्रतिपन्नः
प्रतिपन्नः
तथा इन्द्रः देवराट्
तथा
तथा
इन्द्रः
इन्द्रः
देवराट्
देवराट्
सकृत् द्विः उक्तम् च
सकृत्
सकृत्
द्विः
द्विः
उक्तम् च
द्विरुक्तम् च
अप्रतिपद्यमानः
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 स्वभावदोषक्षयम् अपेक्ष्य
स्वभावदोषक्षयम्
स्वभावदोषक्षयम् अपेक्ष्य
चतुर्थे पर्याये
चतुर्थे
चतुर्थे पर्याये
पर्याये
कथमोक्तम् एव ब्रह्म प्रतिपन्नवान्
प्रथमोक्तम्
एव
एव
ब्रह्म
ब्रह्म
प्रतिपन्नवान्
प्रतिपन्नवान्
लोके अपि
लोके
लोके
अपि
अपि
एकस्माद् गुरोः शृण्वताम्
एकस्मात् गुरोः
एकस्मात् गुरोः
शृण्वताम्
शृण्वताम्
कश्चित् यथावत् प्रतिपद्यते
कश्चित्
कश्चित्
यथावत्
यथावत्
प्रतिपद्यते
प्रतिपद्यते
कश्चित् अयथावत्
कश्चित्
अयथावत्
अयथावत्
कश्चित् विपरीतम्
कश्चित्
विपरीतम्
विपरीतम्
कश्चित् न प्रतिपद्यते
कश्चित्
कश्चित्
न
न
प्रतिपद्यते
प्रतिपद्यते
किमु वक्तव्यम् अतीन्द्रिय आत्मविषयम् आत्मतत्त्वम्
किमु
अतीन्द्रियमात्मतत्त्वम्
किमु
किमु
वक्तव्यम्
वक्तव्यम्
इन्द्रियम्
अतीन्द्रियम्
आत्मतत्त्वम्
आत्मतत्त्वम्
अतीन्द्रियम् आत्मतत्त्वम् अत्र हि
अत्र
अत्र
हि
हि
विप्रतिपन्नाः
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 सदसद्वादिनः
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 तार्किकाः सर्वे
तार्किकाः
सर्वे
सर्वे
तस्माद् विदितं ब्रह्म इति
तस्मात् विदितं ब्रह्म इति
सुनिश्चितोक्तमपि
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 विषमप्रतिपत्तित्वात्
विषमप्रतिपत्तित्वात्
यदि मन्यसे इत्यादि साशङ्कं वचनम्
यदि
यदि
मन्यसे
मन्यसे
इत्यादि
इत्यादि
वचनम्
साशङ्कं वचनम्
युक्तम् एव आचार्यस्य
युक्तमेव
युक्तम् एव
आचार्यस्य
आचार्यस्य
नगरम् अल्पमेव अपि
नगरम्
नगरम्
अल्पमेव
अल्पम् एव
अपि
अपि
नूनं वेथ जानीषे
नूनं त्वं वेत्थ
न
जानीषे
जानीषे
ब्रह्मणः रूपम्
ब्रह्मणः
ब्रह्मणः
रूपम्
रूपम्
किम् अनेकानि ब्रह्मणः रूपाणि
किम्
किम्
अनेकानि
अनेकानि
ब्रह्मणः
ब्रह्मणः
रूपाणि
रूपाणि
महान्ति अर्भकाणि च
महान्ति
महान्ति
अर्भकाणि च
अर्भकाणि च
येन आह दगरम् एव इत्यादि
येन आह
येनमेव
दहरम्
दहरम्
इत्यादि
इत्यादि
बाढम्
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 अनेकानि हि
अनेकानि हि
नामरूप नामरूपोपाधिकृतानि
नामरूप
नामरूपोपाधिकृतानि
उपाधिकृतानि
ब्रह्मणः रूपाणि
ब्रह्मणः रूपाणि
रूपाणि
न स्वतः
न
न
स्वतः
स्वतः
स्वतस्तु
स्वतस्तु
ततस्तु
अशब्दमस्पर्शमरूपमव्ययम्
अशब्दमस्पर्शमरूपमव्ययम्
तथा रसं नित्यमगन्धवच्छ यत्
तथा
तथा
रसं नित्यम् अगन्धवच्छ
इति शब्दादिभिः सह
इति
इति
शब्दादिभिः
शब्दादिभिः
सह
सह
रूपाणि प्रतिषिध्यन्ते
रूपाणि
रूपाणि
प्रतिषिध्यन्ते
प्रतिषिध्यन्ते
एतत्पर्यन्तं दृष्टवन्तः यदि मन्यसे सुवेदेति यदि कदाचित् मन्यसे अहं ब्रह्म सुवेद इति सुष्ठु अहं ब्रह्म वेद इति यदि मन्यसे कदाचित् यथाश्रुतं दुर्विज्ञेयमपि यथाश्रुतं दुर्विज्ञेयमपि क्षीणदोषः सुमेधाः सुष्ठुमेधाः यस्य सः कश्चित् प्रतिपद्यते कश्चित् न प्रतिपद्यते इति साशक्तम् आह यदि इत्यादि साधनचतुष्टय संपन्नः अधिकारी कश्चित् अधिकारी प्रतिपद्यते कश्चित् न प्रतिपद्यते अनधिकारित्वात् प्रतिपन्न विषये भेदः अस्ति कश्चित् प्रतिपद्यते कश्चित् न प्रतिपद्यते सुष्ठुवेद अहम् इति यदा शिष्येन उक्तं तत्र आचार्यस्य आचार्यस्य तत्र आचार्येण अत्र आह साशङ्कम् आह यदि मन्यसे सुवेद इति तर्हि नूनमेव वेत्थ जानीषे त्वम् कथं वक्तुं शक्यते दुर्विज्ञेयत्वात् आत्मतत्त्वं दुर्विज्ञेयत्वं सूक्ष्मत्वात् अतिसूक्ष्मत्वात् आत्मतत्त्वं दुर्विज्ञेयत्वात् अतः सुष्ठुवेद इति यदा शिष्येन उक्तः तत्र आचार्यस्य आशंका वर्तते अतः एव यदि इत्यादि इति आचार्यमुखेन श्रुतिः वदति यदि श्रुति wants to confirm therefore itself rises if you say you know it very well then it is doubtful drishtam cha we have seen this story एषः अक्षिणीपुरुषः दृश्यते एषः आत्मा इति उवाहो उवाच कः प्राजापत्यः इति प्रजापति then प्रजापति the sons प्राजापत्यः पंडितः अपि असुराट विरोचनः and another son Indraha Devarat. One is Asurat, other one is Devarat. Asurat Virochanaha, Devarat Indraha. Both were the students of Prajapati. Svava doshat viparitam artam pratipannaha. Kaha Virochanaha. Shariram Atma iti. Body is Atma. Whereas Indraha Devarat, Devanam Raja. Devanam Raja. Sakrit once प्रथमवारे द्वितीयवारे तृतीयवारे अपि अप्रतिमानः स्वभावदोषात् चतुर्थ पर्यायं पुनः आचार्यं प्रति आगत्य पृष्टवान् प्रथमवारे प्रथमपर्याये अवगन्तवान् प्रतिपन्नवान् यत् आचार्येण उक्तं प्रथमोक्तमेव ब्रह्म चतुर्थपर्याये प्रतिपन्नवान् इति प्रतिपन्नवान् अंडरस्टूड प्रतिपन्नः प्रतिपूर्वक पद लब्धवान् ज्ञानं लब्धवान् तद्वत् लोके अपि even though guru is एकः एव गुरुः गुरोः पंचमी गुरोः शृण्वतां शिष्याणां मध्ये कश्चित् प्रतिपद्यते कश्चित् शिष्यः यथा आचार्येण उक्तं तथा प्रतिपद्यते कश्चित् अयतावत् अपूर्णं यथा यथावत् प्रतिपद्यते पूर्णं प्रतिपन्नं भवति कश्चित् पूर्णं प्रतिपन्नं भवति प्रतिपन्नं भवति कश्चित् अयतावत् अपूर्ण प्रतिपन्नं कश्चित् विपरीतं क्वैट ऑपोजिट कश्चित् न प्रतिपन्नं न भवति कस्य प्रतिपन्नं न भवति कस्यापि विपरीत प्रतिपन्नं कस्य अयतावत् कस्यापि यथावत् इति किम वक्तव्यम् अतीन्द्रियम् आत्मतत्त्व विषये किम वक्तव्यम् इति कौमुदिक न्याय what to talk about the आत्मतत्त्वं किम वक्तव्यम् इत्युक्ते अतीन्द्रिय आत्मतत्त्वम् इंद्रिय विषयं न आत्मतत्त्वम् इंद्रिय विषये अपि प्रतिपन्न भेदः अस्ति शिष्याणां मध्ये किं वक्तव्यम् अतीन्द्रियम् आत्मतत्त्वम् अतीन्द्रिय विषये किं वक्तव्यम् with regard to the vishaya which are not available for the senses किं वक्तव्यम् what to talk कौमुदिक अनात्म विषये प्रतिपत्ति भेदः अस्ति लोके अनात्म विषये अपि प्रतिपत्ति भेदः अस्ति किं वक्तव्यम् आत्म विषये किं वक्तव्यम् दट् इस् किं वक्तव्यम् Pramutika Nyaya. What to talk about? Even with regard to Anatma Vishya, there are differences in understanding. All the students do not understand, even with regard to Anatma Vishya. Then what to talk about Atma Vishya, which is above the sense perception? Atra Vipratipannaha Viruddha Paraspara Viruddha Pratipannaha Sadasadvadinaha Tarkikaha Sarve Vipratipannaha all are Vipratipannaha Viruddha Pratipannaha Viparitam Viparitaha Atma Vividamba either opposite or different perceptions, understanding. Sadasadvadinaha Satvadinaha Asatvadinaha Satvadinaha Atma Asti Iti Varitum Shilam Yesham Te Sadvadinaha Atma Nasti Iti Varitum Shilam Yesham Asadvadinaha Atma Asti Atma is those who say they are Sadvadi. Asadvadi, those who claim Atma doesn't exist. And we have different darshana. Atma is iti Sankhya, Yoga, Purvamimamsa, Nayayika, Vaisheshika, Uttarvamimamsa. They are Sadvadinaha. But with regard to Atma, they have different conclusion. That is different. Whereas Bauddhaha, in Bauddha itself there are differences are there. Kshanikavadi, Shunyavadi, Ityadiha. For them, Atma Nasti. Atma Nasti iti Vatitum Shilam Yesham Te Asadvadinaha Bauddhadayaha. And some say the Satvadi, Asatvadi. Another way of interpreting is Sat Asti. The Satkaryavadi. Satkaryavadi, Asatkaryavadi. That also can take. Satkaryavadi is Yat Karyam Drishyate Idani. Tat Puram Karanarupena Asit. That's Satkaryavadi. Sadeva Sovedamagra Asit. This Jagat, it was in the unmanifest form. Purvam. The product was there. The product was there before. It is not something newly has come. It was there in unmanifest form. Satkaryavada. That argument is Satkaryavada. In fact, we accept that Satkaryavada. Nothing is produced new. It was there in unmanifest form. It comes to manifest. It's only about manifestation. Whereas Asatkaryavada, they say Karyam was not there before. It is newly produced. Asatkaryavada. Asatvadinaha. And there are Chitvadinaha, Achitvadinaha. Jadavadinaha. Atma Chaitanyamiti Ye Vadanti. Chitvadinaha. Atma is Jadam, Achit, Natu Chit. Some say Atma is not Ananda. Some say it is Ananda. So therefore there are different perceptions, Pratipanna, understandings. Sarve Tarkikaha, some are Tarkikaha, their conclusions are based on logic. Like Nayayika and all. For them, Tarka is Pradhana. Even though Nayayika, Nyaya, Darshana is Astika Darshana. Astika Darshanamapi. They give importance to Tarka. So Tarka is Upajivya Pramanam for them. Shastra is secondary, Upajivi Pramanam. Even though this Yoga, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Vaisheshika, Yoga, Nyaya, and Uttara Mimamsa, they're all Astika. But among them, There is differences. There are some differences. Those who accept Shastra as the final authority, they are Uttara Mimamsa and Purva Mimamsa. Whereas this Nayayika and all, they accept, but not as the final authority. Or they are Tarka Pradhana. They are Tarka Pradhana Darshana. For them, Upajivya Pramanam is, that is primary is Tarka. Upajivya is Tarka. Secondary is Upajivi. So Shastram becomes Upajivi for them. Whereas for us, Shastram is Upajivya. So therefore, there are differences. Therefore, Tasmat Viditam Brahma iti Sunishchitoktam api, even though it is Sushtu Nishchitam San Uktam api, Sunishchitena Uktam api, even though it is told in a very ascertained manner. Vishama Pratipattitvat, Viroda Pratipatti. Vishama Pratipatti is Viroda Pratipatti. Vishama Pratipattitvat, Viroda Pratipatti, possibility, Viroda Pratipattitvat. Therefore, यदि मन्यसे इत्यादि साशंकम आशंकेन सह यत् वचनम् आचार्येण उक्तं तत् युक्तम् एव आचार्यस्य वचनं युक्तं वचनं the words of the acharya is proper only, it is not something improper. यदि मन्यसे सुवेदेति उपनिषद वचनम् आचार्य वचनं युक्तम् एव. The Upanishad itself having taught shakes the understanding of the student in order to make sure that understanding is proper. Therefore, Yuktam iti. Therefore, the mantra is validated. Upanishad mantra, Acharyasya Upadeshaha, Acharyasya Prashnaha, this Vachanam, Yuktam eva iti. Then the next word is Daharam. Daharam Alpameva Nunam Veta Janishe Brahmanaha Rupam. Upanishad says, you know only Daharam a little. Veta Janishe Tvam iti. Why Upanishad says? Because when a person says Sushtu Veda, it means the person may be referring to some particular Anubhava of Brahma. Anubhava particular, when it is some expression of Brahma, that cannot be Brahma. It is Vyavaharika. Any experience, if it is not Aparoksha Anubhuti, the Anubhuti, the experience which is within Vyavahara, that cannot be the experience of Brahma, because Brahma is not an object. Avishayatvad. Yat ya anubhutihi vartate vyavaharike tat na Brahma anubhuti. Brahma anubhuti is in spite of vyavaharika. It is always Brahma anubhuti, aparoksha anubhuti. Aparoksha means jnanam. So therefore, in vyavaharika, if a person say, I have experienced Brahma, then it is not Brahma. It is Sagunam Brahma. Brahma with the Upadi Sagitam Brahma. Natu Nirgunam Brahma. Because Nirgunam Brahma is Nirgunatvat, na Anubhava Vishayaha, Surupatvat. Therefore, Daharam eva Nunam iti. Okay, now Brahmanaha Rupam, a form of Brahma, when that is used, then there is an Akshepa. Purupakshi raises an Apreksha. Akshepa. Kim anekani Brahmanaha Rupani Mahanti Arbakani cha Yena Aga Daharam eva ityadi. Kim iti Prashna. Are there forms of Brahma? Many forms of Brahma. Anekani Rupani Santiva Brahmanaha. Some forms are Mahanti, some are Arbakani, Alpani. Mahanti is big, some are small. Yena, by which the Acharya, Yena Aha, Kena Acharyena, Yena Acharyaha, Yena, because of which Acharyaha Aha, Taha Aha, Acharyaha Aha, Dagarameva Ityadi, iti Akshepa. Are there different forms of Brahma, big and small, great and small? Therefore, Acharya has told Dagarameva iti. Bottom. Bottom is Yuktam, it's proper. Yes. Anekane Brahma Rupani. But the Rupas are Nama Rupa Upadikritani Brahmanaha Rupani. Natu Swataha. The forms of Brahma, the expressions of Brahma in different forms, they are Nama Rupa Upadikritani. They are created, they are caused by Upadi. There are different forms and different names, Upadi. Therefore, Upadi Kritani. They are Upadi based Brahma. So, based on Upadi, there are different expressions of Brahma, different forms of Brahma. So, Nama Rupa becomes Upadi. Nama Rupa eva Upadihi. Yasya Brahmanaha. Upadibhyam Kritani. Nama Rupe eva Upadihi. Therefore, Upadibhyam Kritani. Natu Swataha. Not by itself. Brahma doesn't have big or smallness. Doesn't have form at all. When it doesn't have form, arupam iti. That's why Bhashyakara quotes Ashabdam Asparsham Arupam iti. All are negated. Ashabdam, na Shabdam, Ashabdam, Asparsham, Arupam, Rupam na Vidyate, Bhaguvrihi, all are Bhaguvrihi. Brahma without sound, Shabdaha na Vartate, na Vidyate, Yasmin tat, Ashabdam Brahma, Asparsham Brahma, Arupam Brahma, Avyayam Brahma, Arasam Brahma, and it is Nityam Brahma. Because they are not there, therefore you cannot say it is Anitya. No, it is Nityam. Nityam, but doesn't have any of this. Agandavata, not Gandavat, not Gandavan. Gandavat Brahma. Brahma is Napumsakali, Gandavat, na Gandavat Brahma. Iti Shabdadevi, by these words, only when Vastu, an object has Shabdadi Guna, then only Rupa is possible, and only we can compare. Upadi, Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha are the Upadi. When it is there, then only we can say Brahma is small or great, comparing. But by these words, Ashabdam, Asparsham, iti Rupani Pratishidhyante. Therefore, Brahma is Arupam, Arupatvat. Arupatvat Naswataha Anekani. By itself, they are not different. From the standpoint of Namarupa, yes, Anekani. That is why Badam, Yuktam. Next comes the Akshepa. Up to this, we have seen. Next comes the important Akshepa, which is nicely put forth by the Bhashyakara, the Purva Pakshi. Beautiful question he asked. All these doubts, questions we ask, but Shastram itself asks and clarifies. That is the compassion of the Acharya, the tradition. Shankaracharya himself raises the objection and he answers, making sure that this understanding is very clear, proper. Let us read the Akshepa. Nanu
Nanu
yenaiva dharmena
yenaiva
येनैव
dharmena
धर्मेण
yat rupyate
yat
यत्
rupyate
ते
tadeva tasya swarupam iti
tadeva tasya
तदेव तस्य
swarupamiti
स्वरूपम् इति
brahmanaha api
brahmanaha
ब्रह्मणः
api
अपि
yena visheshena
येन
येन
विशेषेण
विशेषेण
निरूपणम्
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 तदेव तस्य स्वरूपं स्यात्।
तदेव तस्य
तदेव
स्वरूपं
तस्य
स्यात्।
स्वरूपं स्यात्।
अतः उच्यते
अतः उच्यते
चैतन्यं पृथिव्यादीनां
चैतन्यं पृथिव्यादीनाम्
अन्यतमस्य
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 सर्वेषां विपरिणतानां वा
सर्वेषां
सर्वेषां
विपरिणतानां वा
विपरिणतानां वा
धर्मः न भवति।
धर्मः न भवति।
तथा श्रोत्रादीनां
तथा
तथा
श्रोत्रादीनाम्
श्रोत्रादीनाम्
अन्तःकरणस्य च
अन्तःकरणस्य
अन्तःकरणस्य च
धर्मः न भवति इति
धर्मः न
धर्मः न
भवति
भवति
इति
इति
ब्रह्मणः रूपम् इति
ब्रह्मणः
ब्रह्मणः
रूपमिति
रूपम् इति
ब्रह्म रूप्यते चैतन्येन
ब्रह्म
ब्रह्मरूप्यते
रूप्यते
चैतन्येन
चैतन्येन
तथा च उक्तम्
तथा
तथा
च
च
उक्तम्
उक्तम्
विज्ञानमानन्दं ब्रह्म
विज्ञानमानन्दं ब्रह्म
आनन्दं ब्रह्म
विज्ञानघन एव
विज्ञानघन
विज्ञानघन
एव
एव
सत्यं ज्ञानम् अनन्तं ब्रह्म
सत्यं
सत्यं
ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म
ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म
प्रज्ञानं ब्रह्म
प्रज्ञानं ब्रह्म
प्रज्ञानं ब्रह्म
इति च ब्रह्मणः रूपम्
इति च ब्रह्मणः
ब्रह्मणः
रूपम्
रूपम्
निर्दिष्टं श्रुतिषु।
निर्दिष्टं
निर्दिष्टं
श्रुतिषु
श्रुतिषु
ननु पूर्वपक्षी ननु इस् क्वेश्चन आक्षेप प्रश्नार्थे वा अथवा आक्षेपार्थे ये पूर्वपक्षी येन धर्मेण यत् रूप्यते तत् एव तस्य स्वरूपम्. It's a logic. It's a statement, valid statement. A vastu, any object, its swarupa. How do you arrive at the swarupa of a thing? Yena dharmena yat rupyate, nirupyate. Rupyate, nirupyate, ascertained. By which dharma, by which property, by which attribute, a feature. Rupyate, nirupyate, tadeva tasya swarupam. Swarupam. For example, Agnege Swarupam, Aushnyam. How do you define Agni? How do you define water? Agni is, there is no cold fire. Agni is Aushnyam. So that is its dharma. Yena dharmena. Aushnya dharma masti. Vannehe, Agnehe. Tena rup, nirupyate, tadeva tasya swarupam. Agnehe swarupam is Aushnyam. You cannot separate the Agni and its swarupa, the power to burn. So, heat means fire. Fire has heat. So, fire is defined, Agni is defined through its dharma, that is Aushnyam, heat. So, that is dharma. Yena dharmena, yena Aushnya dharmena, yat yaha Agnihi nirupyate. Tadeva, that Aushnyam tasya swarupam, Agneha swarupam. So, therefore, the swarupa, the nature of Agni is its power, its capacity to burn. Similarly, the nature of water. Water is Shitam. The water flows, water is wet. That is a swarupa. Water is generally, it is cold only. It is cold. It is wet. Wetness. Swarupam of jala. So therefore, a thing is described by its dharma. So that is a swarupam of that thing. Now, if that is so, Yena Visheshena Niruparam Tadeva Tasya Swarupam Syat. By which Visheshana attribute it is ascertained, that is a Swarupam of that. Therefore, what is the Swarupam of Brahma? Brahmana Swarupam is Chaitanyam. See, when you say Swarupam, when you say a thing as this Swarupam, as this feature, this attribute, it is exclusive only for that thing. Agnehe Aushnyam, this Aushnyam is not found in other things. You don't see that in water, you don't see that in other elements. It is the exclusive property of the attribute of dharma is the right word, dharma of Agni. Similarly, wetness is the exclusive dharma of water, jalasya, dharma. Similarly, brahmanaha api, yena visheshena brahmanaha nirupanam bhavati, tadeva brahmanaha swarupam syat. So having said it generally, then the Purva Pakshi extends that to Brahma also. When a thing can be defined through its dharma, and that becomes the swarupa of that thing, similarly, the swarupam of Brahma, Brahma is defined through its swarupa, that is Chaitanyam, yena vishesha nirupanam bhavati. Brahma is defined through Chaitanyam, consciousness. Therefore consciousness is Swarupam is Swasya Rupam. Therefore, consciousness is the dharma of Brahma. Therefore, how can you say Brahma is Arupam? It is not Arupam, it has Sarupam. Brahma is Sarupa, not Arupa. Because its Rupa is, Swarupa is Chaitanyam. Therefore, Arupam, how can you say? How can you say Brahma is without dharma? Because Ashabdavasparasham Arupamagam, what the Bhashekara quoted, and also Brahmana Rupani, which is Swataha, it is Nishedharam, it did, that is challenged by the Purvapakshi. So, Yena Dharmena Yet Nirupyate, Vyakyayate, that by which Dharma, the Dharma which is very exclusive, very distinctive, very particular, by which a thing is defined, a thing is defined. Yatha Agnege Aushnyam, Agnege Swarupam Bhavati. Similarly, Brahma is also is defined. Yatha Agni is defined through its Swarupa, the heat. Similarly, Brahma is defined by its Dharma, Chaitanatam, Chaitanyam. Therefore, Chaitanyam is the Swarupa of Brahma. Brahmanaha Visheshanam Bhavati Chaitanyam Yatha Aushnyam Agnehe Tadvat. That is the argument. Ataha Uchyate. Brahma, therefore, Brahma is Sarupa. Asadharana Dharma. Asadharana Dharma Chaitanyam. Yatha Aushnyam is not found anywhere. Similarly, Chaitanyam is not found anywhere. Where it is found? It is only in Brahma. Therefore, when that Dharma is found only in Brahma, therefore, how can you say Brahma is Arupa? It is Sarupa. Sarupa. Swarupa is Brahmana Swarupam. Na Swataha iti, what the Bhashaka says is challenged by the Purva Pakshi. So therefore Brahma also is, it is Dharma. This Dharma is not found anywhere. It is found only in Brahma. Like the heat is not found anywhere. It is only in the Agni. Wetness is not found anywhere. It is only in water. Similarly, consciousness is not found anywhere. It is found only in Brahma. It is a Swarupam of Brahma. Therefore, how can you say Brahma is Swarupam? Yena dharmena yata nirupyate. Through whichever dharma a thing is defined, that becomes a dharma of that. That becomes a swarupa of that. So therefore, that is a Yetu. That is the Yetu. Extending that to Brahma also. Yena Visheshena Brahmanaha Nirupanam Bhavati. Tat Brahmanaha Swarupam Syat. That is the Swarupa of Brahma. So therefore, consciousness is the Dharma, Sadharana Dharmam of Brahma. Therefore, why? Because this Dharma doesn't exist anywhere. Chaitanyam, that is Dharma. Chaitanyam, Prithvyadinam, that is Panchamahabhuta, Prithvi, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Prithvi, Adinam, Anitamasya, in any one of them, Anitamasya, in any one of them, it is not seen, it is not found. This attribute, this Dharma, Chaitanyam is not found. Sarvesham Viparinatana, this Panchamahabhuta, when it undergoes Panchikaranam, it becomes Bhautika. Even in Bhautika, it is not found. Sarvesham Viparinatana. Viparina means change, modification. When the Panchamahabhuta becomes modified into Pancha Bhautika, this Dharma, Chaitanyam Dharma is not seen in them. Chaitanya Dharmaha na bhavati. Prativyadinam na bhavati. Anitamasya Prativyadinam na bhavati. Sarvesham Viparinatanam Pancha Bhautikanam api na bhavati. Chaitanyam Visheshanam. Brahmanaha Visheshanam Chaitanyam na bhavati. The Visheshanam of this Brahma, this Dharma of Brahma, that is Chaitanyam, is not found neither in Panchamahabhuta nor Panchabhutika. That is Panchabhutika is this product of Panchamahabhuta. Why it is said? Because there are some opinion or there's some idea. Chaitanyam is also produced, it's also formed. The Panchamahabhuta, they come into contact, they modify it into something, then suddenly Chaitanyam arises. There are some concepts like that, in fact. Scientists also think like that way. Chaitanya is something produced. And something happens, some conducive situation, then elements come together and they modify, and there is a rise of consciousness. That's why Bhashyakara also says. Therefore, it is this Chaitanya is not seen or it is not a dharma of Prithvi, etc., nor the products of Panchamahabhuta. Prithvyadinam Panchamahabhutanam Dharmaha na bhavati Chaitanyam. Viparinatanam Pancha Bhautikanam api Dharmaha na bhavati Chaitanyam. So therefore, it is not Pancha Mahabhutanam Pancha Bhautikanam, because generally it is attributed to only this bhutas. So that is dismissed by Acharya. Therefore, consciousness, Chaitanyam, is not the dharma of Panchamahabhuta, not Panchabhutika. So, when you dismiss Panchamahabhuta, Panchabhutika dismissing, it is not the Chaitanyam is not the attribute of Stula Shariram, because Stula Shariram is a modification. Therefore, Stula Shariram is dismissed. Can be Sukshma Shariram, that also is dismissed, because Prativyadinam Anitamasya Chaitanyam Dharmaha na bhavati. Therefore, it can be neither of Stula Shariram nor Sukshma Shariram. What about Karana Shariram? Sukshma Shariram, in fact, Bhashyakara, the second line he says, okay, having dismissed the gross bodies, now, Tata Shari Shrotrādīnām Antakarnasya, they form the part of Sukshma Shariram. Chaitanyam cannot be dharma of Shrotrādīnām, Shrotra, etc. They are Sukshma, formed of the elements, the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas aspect of the elements. Shrotrādīnām, they are formed of the Antakaranam is formed of the Sattva aspect of all the elements put together, therefore Sukshma. So therefore Chaitanyam could it be the dharma of Sukshma Sharyam? No, that also not. Shotradinam Antakarana says Chaitanyam Dharmagana Bhavati. Chaitanyam cannot be the attribute of Shotradinam, Shotra Chakshu, Vasana Granam, Ityadi. And Antakaranam also Manaha Buddhi Chittam Agankara se Dharmagana Bhavati. If it is that, then Brahma can be defined. Brahmanaha Bhavati iti Brahmanaha Rupam Brahma Rupyate Chaitanyena. Therefore, if Panchamahabhutas are Jadam, then what about the Panchabhautikam? That also will be Jadam alone. Panchamahabhuta, this Antakaranam and all, they are products. Products of Panchamahabhuta. Panchamahabhuta itself is Jadam. Then how can be the Karya of Panchamahabhuta? The Shotra, the Antakaranam, they can be, they cannot have the attribute of Chaitanyam. Therefore, Brahmanaha Rupam, Dabhavati Brahmanaha iti Brahmanaha Rupam. Iti Brahmanaha, it is Brahma Rupyate Chaitanyena. Iti Brahma Rupyate. Therefore, Brahma is defined by consciousness. Consciousness, Chaitanyam doesn't belong to Bhutas. Therefore, since it is not the dharma, the property, the feature of Bhutas, Panchamaha Bhuta, therefore, Brahma Chaitanyena Rupyate. Therefore, Brahma is defined. Brahma is defined through Chaitanyam. Nirupyate, ascertained through Chaitanyam. It means Chaitanyam is the dharma of Brahma. Therefore, since Chaitanyam is the dharma of Brahma, Chaitanyam, therefore, Purva Pakshi. Therefore, Brahma is Brahma Rupyate Chaitanyena. So Brahma is defined through consciousness. Brahma is defined through consciousness because these bhutas, etc., do not have this consciousness. Therefore, Brahma must be having this consciousness. The Agni is found only in the heat is found only in the Agni, not in other elements. It cannot be the dharma of other things. Similarly, Chaitanyam is not found anywhere. It is the exclusive property, exclusive dharma of Brahma. Iti Purapakshi. This is Purapakshi's argument. And Purapakshi is highly informed. Therefore, he, as a support, he quotes from the Shruti, Tatacha Vuktam, Vijnanam, Anandam, Brahma. Brahma is Chaitanyam, consciousness. Anandam, Vijnanam. Brahma is Vijnanam. Anandam, Anantaha, Anandam. It is limitless. And Prajnanam, Brahma. Sorry, Vijnana Gana eva, next one. Vijnana Ganaha, Vijnana Ganam, Vijnana Ganaha. Vijnana Ganaha means Brahma is nothing but Gana. Gana is that which is homogeneous, which is one thing, which is something which is solid, which is nothing, one, it's got only Chinmatra. Chinmatra ityartaha, Ganaha means. So it is nothing but Chaitanyam. Brahma is nothing but Chaitanyam, Vijnanam, consciousness. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Brahma is Sat, and it is Jnanam, consciousness. Anantam, limitless. Prajnanam Brahma. Brahma is Prajnanam, conscious. Iti Brahmanaha Rupam Nirdishtam Shrutishu. Shruti itself, in the Shruti itself, Brahmanaha Rupam Swarupam Nirdishtam Bhavati. Brahmanaha Dharma is, well, it is Nirdishtam, conclusively presented in the Shruti itself. Therefore, the Rupam of Brahma is consciousness. Chaitanyam Brahmanaha Dharmam Bhavati. Iti Nirdishtam Bhavati Shrutishu. Why the Yakshepa is? Because Brahma is Arupam. Brahma doesn't have Rupa. It is Arupam iti. Na rupa, Brahmanah rupani na, anekani rupani na swataha na iti uktam. Therefore, to challenge that. And when he quoted from the Shruti, now the Purvapakshi also, he quotes from the Shruti. Arupam abhyayam tata arasam akantam vat iti Brahman shabdadibhi saha rupani prasidyante. Now, Purvapakshi says, Brahmanaha rupam asti. Brahmanaha rupam shrutishu nidishtam bhavati. Iti he quotes from the Shruti. Having given a hetu, then extending the hetu to Brahma, and Brahma, the Chaitanyam, which is the Dharma of Brahma, is not found in anywhere. It is found exclusively in Brahma. And Brahma is Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam is the Dharma of Brahma iti. Shruti also says, therefore, how can you say Brahma is Arupam? That is the Akshepa. Yena dharmena yet nirupyate tadeva tasya swarupam bhavat. The Brahmanaha api, this is applicable. Yena visheshena niruparam bhavati Brahmanaha swarupam. Tadeva Brahmanaha swarupam syat. Therefore, Brahmanaha swarupam chaitanyam rupam. Now, samadhanam. Acharya does beautifully here the samadhanam. So, what could be the answer? What could be the reply to this? And the Purvapakshi says, so first the Purvapakshi has to be understood. That by which something is defined, whatever by distinct attribute, that becomes a Swarupa of that thing. That is applicable to Brahma also. So, that by which Brahma is determined, Brahma Nirupanam Bhavati, that alone could be the Swarupa of Brahma. So, Brahma Swarupam is Chaitanyam. Since consciousness, Chaitanyam is not found anywhere, not in the Prithivi, etc., not in the Panchabhautika. Therefore, consciousness cannot be the Dharma of Shotradinam Antakarnasya. Therefore, consciousness is the Dharma of Brahma. Therefore, Brahma is Dharma-less. How can you say? Attribute-less. How can you say? Brahma is also Dharmavan. That is the meaning. Brahma also, like Agni is Dharmavan. Agni has got its Dharma attribute. Brahma is also with attributes. Brahmanaha Rupam. Brahma also has got attribute. Therefore, Brahma is not attributeless. You cannot say. Brahmanaha Rupani. Upadikritani. Aneka Upadikritani. What you said. Not Swataha you said. That is not correct. Swataha Brahmanaha Rupam Asti. Dharmam Asti. Therefore, Rupa. Rupam is there. Therefore, Brahma is not Arupam. That is the objection. Now, Vashikara replies. Satyam evam
सत्यम् एवम्
tatapi tat
तथापि तत्
antakarna degendriya upadidvarena eva
अन्तःकरणदेहेन्द्रिय उपाधिद्वारेणेव
vijnanadi shabdaigi nirdishyate
विज्ञानादिशब्दैः निर्दिश्यते
tadanukaritvat
तदनुकारित्वात्
egadi vriddhi sankocha uchchedadishu
देहादिवृद्धि संकोच उच्छेदादिषु
नाशेषु नाशेषु च
नाशेषु च
न स्वतः
न स्वतः
स्वतस्तु
स्वतसो
अविज्ञातं विजानताम्
अविज्ञातविजानताम्
विज्ञातम् अविजानताम् इति
विज्ञातमविजानताम् इति
स्थितं भविष्यति.
स्थितं भविष्यति.
We understand the Purva Pakshi's argument.
Ah,
Brahma is Dharma Sagitam. It is also why he says, because that Brahmanaha Dharma Chaitanyam is not found anywhere, since therefore it must be the attribute of Brahma. Therefore, Brahma is also Arupam. Sarupam, not Arupam. Agni, Agnivat, can say Arjalavat. If Brahma is also has got Dharma, that which has Dharma, it is known through that Dharma. In fact, all our knowledge in the world, whatever our perception of an object, we don't perceive the object really speaking. We perceive only the attribute, the dharma of the object. No object can be perceived really as it is. What we perceive is only dharma of the object. Anything you take, a flower, we don't perceive the flower as it is. We perceive the dharma. First one dharma, important dharma is rupam, form. And the form is given a name, rose. That is first pratama, mukhya dharma. Because chakshuhu is very powerful sense organ, powerful perception, rupa, visual. The visual perception first is form. It is perceived. We see the flower and that it has got a form, therefore we take the form is a flower. But that alone doesn't define a flower. In fact, a flower doesn't exist just with a form. Then it has got other properties. It is made of prithvi. That element is there. It has gandha, smell is there. Of course, water is there. So many things are there. So therefore, Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha. This Akasha, Vayuhu, Agnihi, Apaha, Prithvi. All this put together forms the flower. And we have five sense organs. Therefore, the five sense organs, we perceive the flower. We perceive the attributes of the flower, not really the flower as such. Our sense organs are designed to perceive the attributes of a thing. We cannot really perceive a thing, only the attributes. From the attributes, from the knowledge of the attributes, we get the knowledge of the vastu, the object. The object is also put together. The attribute knowledge we get through our sense organs. But that we form an idea of that vastu. That is how the perception, the knowledge happens. So, therefore, if Brahma is also has got dharma, dharmavan, dharmavat Brahma, Chaitanyam is a dharma, dharmavat, then that also becomes subject to perception. Maybe it is not found in Pancha Mahabhuta, not found in the Pancha Bhautika also, in Skarya also. It is not found. Therefore, we cannot perceive like that. But it is the exclusive property of Brahma. That is the Purva argument. So, it is attribute of Brahma, but not like that of the Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha. It is something exclusive. And Shruti also says that. So, Brahma is also Dharmavan. If Brahma has got Dharma, then it is subject to limitation. All the doshas will walk in. Because Dharma is there. And like the Agni, the Dharma is there. Similarly, this also has got its Dharma. So Dharma is there. When Dharma is there, then it is that Dharma. But the thing is, Dharma is there, but Dharma is not available for sense organs. Then what type of Dharma is that? The Dharma is Chaitanyam. The Dharma is Chaitanyam, and Shruti says. Therefore, Chaitanyam becomes the distinct distinctive feature of Brahma. And that is not available for sense perception. It is something special for Brahma, special attribute of Brahma. So for Brahmanaha Rupam, therefore Brahmanaha Rupam, Brahmanaha Dharmam Asti iti. Shruti says, if Shruti says, how can you say Brahma is Arupam? Swataha, Brahmanaha Rupani, how can you say? That's a Akshepa. Brahmaha Rupani, Swataha na Rupan na Bhavanti. Brahmanaha Rupam, Swataha nasti iti. What you said is not correct. That is the Akshep. Now, Bhashikara says, Satyameva, yes, it is true. It is true means in the Shruti, Vijnanam Anandam Brahma, Vijnana Ganaha Eva, Satyajnanam Anantam Brahma, Ityadi, the Shruti, Vijnanam iti Shabdena, Vijnanam is Chaitanya. By that word, what is indicated is Brahma. Brahma is indicated. Now, what type of Brahma is indicated here? The Shruti Vakya, Vijnanam Anandam Brahma, Vijnana Ganaha, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma. Iti, what Brahma is Brahma is the Brahma is defined, is indicated, is by Vijnanam. Vijnanam, the word is used to indicate Brahma. And we said any feature with the help of which something is defined, that becomes the Swarupam of that thing. Yes, Satyameva, that is true. That is true. But that is true where? That is true with regard to the Vyavaharika. Here, Vijnanam Anandam Brahma, when it is defined, it's a teaching. Teaching given that it is presented. Teaching also is under Vyavaharika only. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, it is not for Brahma. To understand the Lakshanam of Brahma what it is the Vyavaharika only teaching also. So, when we say Vyavaharika, when we say Vyavaharika without Upadhi, we cannot talk about Chaitanyam as the Dharma of Brahma. Without Upadhi, how can we talk about Chaitanyam? Without Upadhi, without Anatma, Atma cannot be talked about. In the Vyavaharika. In the Paramarthika, Brahma, in fact, we cannot talk about the word itself is not the Brahma as word. Who knows the word Brahma in Paramarthika? In Paramarthika reality, absolute reality, what is Brahma? What is Brahma? What is Chaitanyam? We don't require to describe Brahma as Chaitanya with Paramarthika. We need to describe Brahma as Chaitanyam only in the Vyavaharik. So, therefore, the definition of Brahmanaha, Dharma is Chaitanyam, that is not from the Paramarthika Drishti. Brahma is Chaitanyam. It is from the Vyavaharika, because we have in the Vyavaharika Anatma. Anatma is there, Atma is there. Anatma made of this Panchabhuta, Jada. Anatma is Jadam. To distinguish Chaitanyam from Jadam, therefore we say Atma, Chaitanyam, Brahma iti. So the distinction is there only in the Vyavaharika. The Paramarthika, what is the distinction? Therefore, the standpoint, the referential point is very important. So Brahma is Chaitanyam is it's a referential paribhasha, the definition. Brahma is Chaitanyam not from the Paramarthika Drishti. The Paramarthika Drishti, we cannot use the word Chaitanyam. Brahma is defined as Chaitanyam consciousness where? The Vyavaharika only. Not from the standpoint of Brahma. It is like saying, what is the direction? The direction is questioned from the standpoint of sun. From the standpoint of sun, what is the direction? We don't have any direction at all. North, south, east, west doesn't exist at all. With reference to sun only, there is, with reference to sun, you are somewhere, with reference to sun, we say north, south, etc. From the earth, we can say, with reference to sun, the direction, north, south, east, west. For the sun, where is the direction? There are no directions for sun. Sun is directionless. Only for the earth, with reference to sun, we have direction. Similarly, Brahma as Chaitanyam, that referential point is only from the standpoint of Vyavaharika, Anatma. It is not from the standpoint of Brahma itself. Without Upadhi, how can we talk about Chaitanyam? Therefore, when we say, when Shruti says, Vijnanam Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma iti, that is from the standpoint of the Upadhi. Brahma is of the nature of consciousness, Chaitanyam. It is not Jadam. Antakaranam is Jadam. The Antakaranam is illuminated. Antakaranam is activated in the presence of Brahma, which is Chaitana Rupam. So therefore, with reference to Antakaranam, Shariram, Indriyani, etc., these definitions are given. Vijnanam, Anandam, Brahma, iti. That's why we say this is not a dharma, it is a lakshanam of Brahma. The lakshanam also is only the Vyavaharika. Brahma itself is what lakshanam from the standpoint of itself. There is no lakshanam. Lakshanam is that also we define only from the Vyavaharika to distinguish from Anatma, this Chaitanyam, Brahma, Prajnana, Vijnanam. Therefore, Upadhi, from the Upadhi, this Chaitanyam, Uprakita Chaitanyam is distinguished. So therefore only Shruti uses. Shruti presents like this, Vijnanam Anandam Brahma iti. Vijnanam Anandam Brahma, it is only in the definite, it is presented in the Vyavaharika because of teaching. What is Brahma? Who has Brahma from the standpoint of Brahma? Brahma is Brahma. What Dharma Brahma is? Because we have the problem of this, the mixing of this Atma and Anatma. Therefore, to distinguish Atma from Anatma, Anatma is Jadam. Atma is Chetanam, we have to say. Because there is Adhyasa, there is mixing up of Atma and Anatma, Jada and Chetana. To distinguish Jada from Chetana, and therefore Atma is Chetanam, Chaitanyam. We have to say. So therefore, there is a Upadhi Upagita Sambandha is there. So from the standpoint of the Upadhi only, we say Brahma is Vijnanam Anandam Brahma. It is Chaitanyam, it is not Jadam, it is Anantam, it is Purnaha, not limited. It is Sat Trikale Tishtati, because Anatma is not Trikale Tishtati. It is Jnanam, it is Vijnanam, Chetanam, consciousness. It is Anantam, not limited. Anatma is limited. Similarly, Prajnana Brahma, Vijnana Ganaha, there is Vijnanam, only Chaitanyam. All these words are referential definitions, not the real definitions. Real definition we cannot give in Vyavaharika. Real definition need not be given in Paramarthika also. From the Paramarthika standpoint, real definition need not be given. From the Vyavaharika standpoint, only referential definition can be given. Therefore, only Shruti says so. Therefore, because Shruti says so, we cannot take Brahma is Sarupam. Swataha Brahmanaha Rupam Nasti. Swataha Brahmanaha dharma nasti, swataha. Because the Shruti says, this is a very subtle discussion, but a beautiful discussion. Brahmana is, therefore, it is nirgunam. Dharmaha nasti. So Brahma, then what is Brahma? Depends on from which standpoint you ask this question. From the standpoint Vyavaharika, the answer is Vijnanam Anandam Brahma. Who is asking this question? The Shishya asks the question. Because Shishya doesn't know. Therefore he asks. Therefore the answer is given. Vijnanam Anandam Brahma. In the Vyavaharika. The Paramarthika, there is no Shishya, there is no Guru, there is no teaching. Brahma being what it is. Even the word Brahma is not there. Atma is not there. Atma is again a word. A word. It is a Shabda. Doesn't have a Rupa. Then again, if you have a Nama Rupa, then it's a problem. It becomes one more Jadavastu. A word is required, in fact, even to denote that which is wordless, formless. Brahma doesn't have form. To denote that formless Brahma, we need a word. Without word, words are not there, then how can there be teaching? How can Vyavahara? Teaching is only the Vyavahara. How can there be teaching? How can there be Shastra? So, the word Brahma or Atma, it is just a word, doesn't have a form. The formless Brahma is without a name and form. Yato vacho nivartante. It itself doesn't have name and form, and name and nothing can touch it also. That is Brahma. And how to define that Brahma? The Paramarthika Brahma. In the Vyavaharika. Shruti has to say like this only, Vijnanam Anandam Brahma iti, ityadi. Therefore, we cannot take that to be the Dharma of Brahma. Therefore, Brahmanaha Rupam Swataha Nasti. What I said, that is correct alone. As though what the Purva Prakshi said is correct, having said that, is then Satyam Evam iti Uktva, then Bhashikara, he negates that. And he quotes from the Kena Upanishad itself. You will see that Samadhanam in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Dhanyavada.
धन्यवादः गुरुजी
धन्यवादः शरणजी
Dhanyavada.
धन्यवादः जी।